Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll explain what Chinese astrology is and how it works. Astrology is one of the most important disciplines in Chinese metaphysics and is also known as Bazi, or the eight symbols. We'll see why in just a moment. According to Chinese astrology, at the moment of birth, we receive a basic energetic imprint that will accompany us throughout our lives. This energetic imprint is called Ming, which means heavenly decree. The Ming is essentially a person's natal chart. The natal chart cannot be changed in this life, but it can be understood and managed in the best possible way. The Ming represents what you cannot avoid facing in this life. It is your personal destiny. A deep understanding of your natal chart will become your main ally, helping you face life's challenges and teaching you how to enjoy its positive aspects. To dominate others is strength, to master yourself is true power. The eight symbols define a person's destiny and cannot be changed. However, a person can exercise their free will. You cannot choose what you have to face, but you can choose how to face it. And it is precisely for this reason that people born at the same time, that is, with the same natal chart, can appear to lead very different lives. The key lies exactly in the choices made at the moment of the challenge. The natal chart represents a person's basic constitution. For a complete analysis, it must be studied together with the life path that the person will have to follow, that is, the various energetic transits that occur throughout life. This path, too, cannot be changed. Individual energetic transits represent the life path, the road that a person must travel together with their energetic constitution. The natal chart. Energetic transits are archetypes associated with time and motion and derive from the personal natal chart. We do not know why we have been bound to these particular archetypes, but we can choose to make the best use of the time we are given on this earth and in this dimension. But in order to do so, we must first understand how we are made, what we are composed of. We need to analyze our natal chart. Reading the natal chart, our Ming, gives us the map of our life. It contains our limits, possibilities, talents, any karmic debts or credits to resolve. It shows us the areas where it is easier to venture and those where we need to be more cautious. We need to clarify that when we talk about Chinese astrology, we are not referring to popular Chinese astrology, which only considers the year a person was born, the so-called Chinese zodiac sign. The natal chart is made up of 8 symbols. In fact, Bazi literally means 8 symbols. Each pair of symbols arranged vertically forms what we call a pillar. Each pillar is made up of 2 elements, a lower earthly branch or zodiac animal and an upper heavenly stem. The upper elements can take on 10 values, given by the 5 eastern elements, water, wood, fire, earth, and metal, each in their yin or yang form. The lower elements can take on 12 values associated with the 12 animals or zodiac signs of Chinese astrology, just like in Western astrology. Each of these elements represents an archetype with very specific characteristics. There are 4 pillars, and they are read from right to left. The pillar of the year occupies the position called the Palace of Origins. It is associated with the social and environmental context of birth, the family of origin, grandparents, and social background. Then there is the pillar of the month, which occupies the position called the environmental palace. It is associated with parents, older siblings, career, and work placement. Then the pillar of the day, associated with the day master above and the palace of marriage below. The day master is the reference energy for the analysis of the natal chart. It embodies the essence of the person in relation to the surrounding world. Just as the entire natal chart represents the person's life plan, the day master represents the person themselves within their own life. The palace beneath the day master is associated with marriage, one's home, wealth, long-term associations with other people, and personal inner life. Finally, we have the hour pillar, which occupies the position called the palace of expression. It is associated with personal expression, activity, children, younger friends and relatives, and the achievement of results. Since there are 4 pillars, Bazi is also known as the 4 pillars of destiny. In English, it's called the 4 pillars of destiny Now you can better understand why it's really limiting to consider only the zodiac animal of the year, as is done in popular astrology. Now you can better understand why it's really limiting to consider only the zodiac animal of the year, as is done in popular astrology. We don't deal with this type of astrology because it's very generic and often misleading. It's a bit like saying, I'm an Aquarius. Yes, okay. But then there are so many other things to consider: where the planets are, where the houses are, the ascendant, the astrological aspects, and so on. In true Chinese astrology, the most important element is the day master, the third one from the right at the top. As we said, this heavenly stem is associated with the sentient soul of the person within their life, which is represented as a whole by the four pillars. The day master is the main character of the natal chart. It is in this life, the day master must play the role assigned to them at birth, while the other elements of the natal chart represent their life setting. In the life scenario, we can see the most important characters and the main themes. If the day master is the protagonist of the movie and the natal chart represents the characteristics of their character, the energetic transits represent the plot of the movie. What adventures will the protagonist of this life have to face? The relationship of the day master with the other elements in the natal chart tells us how the individual faces life, what karmic challenges they will have to face, what kind of work they are suited for, and what they should avoid in life to prevent defeats or disappointments. That's all for now. If you want to learn more about Buzzy and our approach, I recommend subscribing to our YouTube channel, giving this video a like, and leaving a comment. Finally, I invite you to visit our website kanyufengshuiacademy.com, where you'll find many more in-depth articles and videos. We're also preparing a short free course on Chinese astrology, so if you find this knowledge stimulating and interesting, you'll have the chance to explore it further. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll delve deeper into other aspects of Chinese astrology. Bye!